Jake, the videos were first released yesterday by this man named James O'Keefe. It's undercover video, and a big caveat here. O'Keefe has been widely discredited and is known for editing video to fit his narrative. But what he showed in these tapes was enough to have one man fired, another resign, and the DNC moving sharply away from the progressive lobbying group where these guys worked. First, the video. In this one released yesterday, a man named Scott Fovel, that's him, who was a contractor for Democracy Partners, is seen and heard discussing hiring people to attend Trump rallies and basically to start fights. This is a quote. He says, I mean, honestly, it's hard to get some of these assholes, is what he says, to pop off. It's a matter of showing up to get in their alley in a Planned Parenthood t-shirt or Trump is a Nazi t-shirt. What he's describing, Jake, is his plan to intentionally put people into a Trump event so that a fight could start, and that fight or that violence or that reaction by Trump fans would be caught on media cameras, and that would be the narrative for that campaign. That man, Scott Fovel, who you just saw being recorded undercover, has been fired. The guy who hired him, Bob Kramer, is also on that video. He's the one who was under contract with the DNC. His wife is a congressman from Chicago, Jan Schakowsky. I just spoke with Bob Kramer on the phone, and he said that Fovel, the man on tape, is basically a braggart. He told me basically this was barroom talk, and with respect to his comments on tape, they are flat out wrong. We have gone to extreme measures to ensure no violence took place at any of our events. Basically, his events were counter demonstrations or counter news conferences at Trump events. He pointed out that his contract with the DNC began in June. That was 2 months after the violence in Chicago. For its parts, the DNC quickly distancing itself from this whole thing as well. Here's a statement they wrote us. The practices described in video by this temporary regional subcontractor do not in any way comport with our long-standing policies on organizing events, and those statements and sentiments do not represent the values that the committee holds dear. We do not believe or have any evidence to suggest that the activities articulated in the video actually occurred. James O'Keefe, they point out, is a convicted criminal with a history of doctoring video to advance his ideological agenda. O'Keefe is indeed a convicted criminal. He pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge for breaking into Senator Mary Landrieu's office several years ago, but Bob Kramer has a record too. He was convicted of bank fraud.